Special operation.
We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building.
Finally, RZeroB and PTA have come back to BGN.
That's Game Network.
Which means that finally RZeroB and PTA, for your entertainment pleasure, have come back to Giants Talk.
We be talking about Giants and shit.
Now, in today's show, with my co-host over there, the luscious, the gorgeous, the amazing, the groomed PTA, well known as Pest the Analyst. We're going to talk about Giants. We're going to talk a little bit of Bengals post-game, pre-game, whatever you want to call it, a recap. We're going to talk upcoming joint practice. We're going to talk about upcoming preseason game versus the Jets. And unfortunately, we're going to talk about two things. We will probably talk about Daniel Jones.
Ugh.
We will probably talk about the plague. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have a plague. There is a new virus that is going around the National Football League, and it seems that it's only majorly affecting the New York Football Giants, and that is the injury plague. We will talk about that. I know my co-host PTA has a lot to say. He was fired up to talk about this topic right now. So sit back, grab your drink, grab your snack. Could be coffee, could be Yingling, could be water, whatever it may be. You could grab peanuts, just not mine. Okay? You can grab popcorn, a sandwich. It don't matter. The only thing that matters is that you tune in, shut off everything, put on your noise cancellation headphones, tell your wife to shut the fuck up.
Hey, shut the fuck up!
And you get ready for the show of a lifetime. If you smell what RZeroB and PTA is cooking. Now, I don't know about PTA. I'm actually throw this up on a fly. I haven't properly actually pre-discussed this with him. Okay. But depending on how we're doing on time, okay, we might post the StreamYard link in the chat.
Yeah, maybe.
And if you want to jump on in, ask a question, say something based upon a certain topic, we'll give you 2 minutes to say what you want to say, and we'll let you go, and then we'll respond to what you said if we got time. If we don't do it now, maybe we'll do it in the future.
It's definitely something we want to do in the future. If we don't get 100%. To it today, we doing that. Okay, we gonna make that happen for y'all here real soon, because we've actually talked about that off screen in the past, so that's already You know what? I think that we probably got the greatest fucking intro on any app.
I think we do.
Yeah, I think we have the greatest fucking intro.
I think you have the greatest introer on the platform.
Listen. I didn't hire you because of your looks, okay?
I mean, that's for damn fucking sure. I mean, that is damn for fucking sure.
Listen,
100%.
I don't think anybody touching us on the intro tip. And here's the thing. Here's the thing is that no two intros are the same. And here's the even better thing is that no intro is ever planned. We don't plan it. We just do it. So that's
we just do it.
And we just do it.
We don't think. We just do. So quick shout outs, man, to everybody that's in the chat right now. If you guys are in the chat, you guys are chopping up. Shout outs to you. Chris, man, always one of the top ones that jump into the chat. Tony, what's going on with you? Herbert, Elliott, what's up?
What's up, Tony?
Anybody that's in the Twitch chat,
Elliott.
I appreciate y'all for
Vito.
coming through.
Twitch chat mofos. I see who is okay. I don't know who this is. And I'm a little scared to click on it because I don't know what their profile picture is, but I see a lot of red near the crotch area of that, which leads me to believe that that's probably a dong, right? But who the fuck is Adam Edwards? Adam Edwards. Hello, it's me. Was wondering enough after all these years to remember me. I don't know who the fuck that is. You know who that is, Rob? They talking to you?
Who is that?
It's Adele, apparently. It's Adam Edwards on Twitch. He says, "Hello, it's me. Wondering if after all these years, is that on your Twitch channel? Is that on my Twitch channel? That's on somebody's Twitch channel."
Adam Edwards.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't see anything. I don't see anything on here.
Who the?
I see. I see Vice.
Oh shit! Is that? I don't know if I see. Okay, here's the thing, chat. Here's what you guys gotta understand, okay? Because I'm the producer of the show, so I'm in like the actual studio, okay? Like I'm in the actual deal here, okay? And so like we're streaming to a bunch of different. We want to make sure that this is it hits all kinds of different outlets. We want a maximum view on this, right? And so when I look in my chat, I can only tell what app you're on, but I can't tell like if it's yours, if it's mine, if it's fucking BGN's. I don't know who's who. So if I don't know who you are because I don't recognize your name, my bad, Joe. My bad. This is all confusing to me. I don't know how to operate.
There's a lot of shit going on.
I'm an
Vice, man, I see you in the chat, Vice, coming over from Twitch, man. How you doing, brother?
What's going on with you? How you doing?
How you doing? First and foremost, I gotta look over here to my co-host and be like, "What's up, good looking? How you doing tonight?"
Listen, man, you know me. You know how I do. I'm just chilling, man.
You looking good, baby.
Hold on,
looking good, baby.
Hey, man, no, man, back up, man.
My bad. My breath. Hold on, let me drink a little bit more coffee.
I'm a married man. Come on. How you feeling today, man? How's your week been?
Oh, dude, man, week's been good. I mean, any of y'all, man, that watch, man, that jump in. I know Chris jumped in. I think it was on Monday, man. Had some really, really nice Twitter Spaces. I did one on Monday. I did one on Tuesday, and it was real good. Mondays went for like 4.5 hours. Tuesday went for 5.5 hours.
I saw you were a maniac on the Twitch on the Twitter Spaces. You were going ham.
And last Friday, and we did one last Friday, we had upwards to over 70 people in the Twitter space, and we went almost until like 1 o'clock in the morning. We had Justin Pennick was in there, Will was in there, El Jefe was in there. I mean, it was great. So if you guys want, make sure.
What was I doing on Friday?
I texted you actually. You were out on Friday. You were busy. You were busy.
I was busy all weekend. Yeah, that's right.
If y'all ever want to join, make sure to follow me. Follow fellow Pest. All right, Eli Rax from New York Revival. Shout out to New York Revival, man. They always be doing one. And when the season kicks off, we will be having the therapy sessions. Will be back. Eli always hosts the New York Giants therapy sessions after the games on Sundays. So if you want a place where you can go, talk about the game, get out your frustrations, or yell and scream because we won, that's the place you want to be. So make sure that you go ahead and you do this. Skull says Giants suck.
I was clicking on that immediately.
Listen, that's my boy Jake. I've known Jake for a long time. It's my boy Jake, but I'll let you go. Go ahead.
That's cool. Hey, no shit. Have you not been paying attention? Like, have you not been like watching us like rage on the interwebs about the New York Football Giants? Like, have you not seen the terror that's in the streets? Have you not been on Twitter before, sir? Have you not seen Twitter? Have you not watched how we eat each other on Twitter every week? So yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Well, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you.
No shit, fucking Sherlock is right. So listen, guys, we got a lot to talk about. Okay.
A lot.
We're going to talk about the Bengals preseason game. We're going to recap that a little bit. We're going to talk about Shep was back today. We're talking about what that means for the wide receiving core, what that means for the young players, what that means for just the Giants in general. Okay. Well, we're going to talk the joint practice that's coming up tomorrow against the Jets. Yep. And then we got our preseason game against the Jets, which I think is on Sunday. On the preseason at MetLife. And then after that, baby, after this Sunday, just 2 weeks. And then we got, really 1 week until we actually have the first NFL game is on the 8th.
Yeah, because it'll be on Thursday, so it'll be good.
But it'll be only Thursday. But we bouncing the shoulders, baby. We won coming in Tennessee, baby. We won in Tennessee. So let's get it. All right. And then we're going to talk about the injuries. All right. We're going to cover the injuries. We're going to talk about that.
Wait a minute. Stop the fucking show. Why do these assholes always come in here talking like this? Like, right? And you know who he says. You know who he says.
The 2023 Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys.
Get the fuck out of here, sir. You get the fuck out of here with that ridiculous "it's our year" bullshit.
Listen,
you said it last year, here's and the year before that, and the year before that.
Here's the thing, Jake.
And the year before that, and the year before that, all the way before that, and the year 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 before that.
All the way back to 1995.
I was a fucking child, sir. Were you even alive?
As a matter of fact, if you want to be technical, the Giants won 2 Super Bowls before the Cowboys even did.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
If you want to be real, the only reason why y'all motherfuckers won some championships was because Phil Simms and LT retired, baby. That's really the only reason why y'all even were competing.
Nah. I'm gonna give those 90 Cowboys teams their flowers because that fucking defense, that Dallas Cowboys defense was good as shit. I'll give them their flowers. When I was a child, I didn't even understand what I was looking at back then.
I think y'all in Texas. I think y'all in Texas are going to be real happy. You want to know why? Because I just got off the phone. With the governor of Texas. Okay, and there's going to be a very special. He reached out and he got the okay from Joe Biden. Okay, there's going to be a stimulus check that's going to be going out to all people that live in Texas.
Hey, Joe.
Because y'all Cowboys are going fucking fat ass flat broke, and all y'all Texas people are paying that shit off with your taxes. And Jerry Jones is going bankrupt, and he needs all the help that you guys can get. So you guys are getting a nice little fat stimulus check to make up for Jerry Jones overpaying fucking players left and right. Guys like Zeke, okay? Guys like Dak. Guys like Sean Lee at the end of his career. Please. You guys couldn't even sign Randy Gregory to a fucking deal. Do you guys even have people that know how to do contracts? Clearly not, because you try to get one over the man. And let me remind you. Let me remind you.
Let him remind you. Let him remind you.
Let me remind you.
Let him remind you. Let him remind you.
Listen, there's an old saying that somebody used to tell me, and this is something that a man told me, and this was a man of color. You know what I'm saying? You never ever mess with a color man's money, baby. You never mess with a man's money. Ever. And guess what? That man went to Mile High, baby. He's getting high. He got high paid. He got everything, baby.
Wait a minute. Did you just say colored man's money? Or wait a minute. Who said that? Who said that?
This was back in the day. I had an old guy. I had an old African American dude I used to work with at Best Buy. Awesome dude.
What was his name?
Awesome.
What y'all call him? No. What would y'all call him?
I didn't call him. I call him Frank. That was his name, Frank.
Y'all didn't call him. Y'all ain't call him that? Y'all ain't call him like, pops or old timer?
Well, I mean, sometimes I call him. I say, "What's up, Pop?"
Because he's
Sometimes
old.
I call him.
Because he's old.
I used to call him Frankie. Yo, it was like, "What's up, Frankie?" But they used to change around a lot of the shit how we were getting paid. And he told me, he's like, bro, because I went in there one day and I didn't know.
I was getting ready
he was pissed. He's like, yo, man, I'm mad. He's like, why? What's the matter? He's like, because they changed how we get our commission. He's like, man, you don't mess with a black man's money. I was like, he was a good dude, bro. He was an awesome dude, man. Awesome dude.
I know, because I got an old story. It's actually really funny because my god sister actually ended up dating this guy's son, but it was this dude. We call him old man. This old black dude. First of all, this old black dude, you said the most racist shit I ever heard on the fucking planet. All right. Let's start there, okay? This old black dude.
It's always the old folks. You notice that?
He was old than a motherfucker, yo. He was old,
dude. It'd be the old folks that always be saying shit like that too.
No, yo, listen, but he was hilarious. Now I'm not like condoning the things he said. I just thought it was hilarious that he'd say it to people's faces and get away with it because he was an old man. I'd be like, hey, yo. Did he just say that?
Old man card. He got the old man card.
I was just when you because this old man would say something like that, and I'd be like, hey, you can't. You probably should say that. He's like, I don't give a fuck. You're like, oh man, he'd say this at work in front of customers. Like, this dude was a maniac. He'd say it at work in front of customers. All right, anyway, back to Giants.
I will say this though, in sales. I will say this, man. When it comes to selling, man, some black people are real smooth with the sales, bro, with the verbiage, with how you talk. It's like something like he worked in appliances, and bro, he was selling washers, dryers. He was selling them left and right.
That's just called swag.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like he got that, like just the way he would talk. He was just
the old man. He had the old black man swag. Everybody,
baby.
Every black person. Yeah, every black person and quite a few white people know about that old black man swag. We know about that.
I mean, I'm learning. PTA is teaching me about the swag.
First of all, I don't got old black man swag. Okay, I got middle-aged black man swag.
I call you old.
Just because I got a little gray in the beard, I mean, that's wisdom. Yeah, I'm saying that's wisdom. That's wisdom now. I mean, all right, okay. Let's
get into it.
I want to specifically. I just want to get this out the way right now, okay? Because I am fucking upset about this. I want to get this out of the way right now. I am so sick and tired.
We'll start there.
Yeah, because I got to get it out. Otherwise, it'll be bubbling inside me.
Go ahead. Go.
I'm so fucking tired of this team dealing with. Dude, you son of a bitch! You rotten motherfucker!
Whoa! You unbelievable, grateful, sham-wowing son of a bitch. Did you think that we weren't going to notice? Did you think that all you had to fucking do was change your fucking picture, change your fucking name, and we were just going to accept you? PTA. Let him have it.
You sorry, disgusting, despicable, disrespectful, sorry scumbag son of a bitchin', eating up all the good food, leaving the crumbs for nobody. You're fucking selfish, taking everybody's money out of their pocket when they ain't even looking, breaking into people's houses when they sleep and stealing their toilet paper. You're a scumbag, Millie Mays. You'll always be a scumbag.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just because Ben Simmons is the fucking GOAT.
I'm so tired. So tired of these goddamn injuries, y'all. Like, look at me in my eyes, because I know I don't always look directly into this camera, right? I try to sometimes, but I'm not going to be a professional.
There's a little bit of blue in your eyes, you know what I'm saying, baby?
There's no blue in my eyes, all right? I was going to make a joke that I can't make on screen. Anyway, so the fact of the matter is that I am so sick of these fucking injuries. Every single year. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter who the general manager is. The injuries always happen at our practice fields and at our fucking stadium. What the fuck are we doing? That's what I need to know. Why? Players are always getting hurt. It's always in our damn stadium or on our damn practice field. What's the deal? Something's wrong with the surface. Get rid of whatever it is that you're using and put some fucking grass in there. John Mara, what are you doing?
See, but here's the thing. I've been having extensive conversations in a lot of the Twitter spaces that I'm in. And we actually had a guy that came in that actually does field maintenance and works with turf, works with grass. That's what he does for a living.
Fuck you, Billy Mays.
He's been doing it for years. And we also we also had a young lady who I was actually going to reach out to have her come on the show. Very, very knowledgeable. Worked with the Giants.
Oh wow!
For I believe a little bit, and is very familiar with and seeing how the training staff, the rehab, what they do and how they're treated and everything like that. And I'll make sure to DM her and reach out to her and get her on. But look, I mean, like, here's the thing. When it comes to grass, right? I hear you with that, but whenever I think of grass, man, it makes me go back to Candlestick when we went ahead and played the 49ers and it was raining and how muddy and sticky that ground was. And to the point, like, that's, to me, especially because we play in New York, it can rain, it can snow. Snow is wet rain, like it, and stuff like that. Like, it can make the field even muddier, right?
That's
and
football,
then I think about,
man, dirty,
I understand, but here's the thing: is you can still get injured. You can still get injured that way. You can still get injured that way. Now, I said this today, and I'm primarily going to talk about Colin Johnson. And Colin, I wish you a speedy recovery, my dude, for real.
That sucks, man.
Was really, really proud of you, man, for how you were performing. You were working hard, and we all, as Giants fans, had high expectations for you. Some have even said you were KG's replacement, and that's
he looks so fucking good, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But what I will say is this, and I said this today. Us as fans, we have to remember this, okay? Is that this is how these players make their money. This is their livelihood. This is how they put food on the table. This is how they want to go ahead and provide for their families. This is how they want to go ahead and provide for their parents. Some of these players, they pay off their parents' homes. They take care of their mamas with this money. Like, this is what they want to do. Now, I know with me, when my shit's not working, I'll give today as an example. My shit was not working today, and I made $23 in commission today. And all I wanted to do was make some money because I just could not get my systems to work. And I wanted nothing more than to get onto the phones and be able to make my money. But I couldn't. And I can only imagine how these players are when they get injured. They want to get onto the field and make their money for two reasons. One, that's how they provide for their families. Two, is that when you look at the contracts that are going to be given out to some of these positions, quarterback, wide receiver, and how much these players are getting paid, they want that payday. They see that and they're like, I want that. That Tyreek money, I want that money. That Mahomes money, I want that money. They want that paycheck. And when they get hurt, they feel that opportunity slipping away slowly but surely. So what happens is that I feel like they get a list of things that they need to do to get back to where they need to. No different than a tutor teaching you algebra and what you need to do to pass the class. And some players, I feel, may try to cut some corners to speed up the process and get out there a little bit faster than what they need to be because they're thinking about that money. They're not thinking about their body. They're thinking about that money, rightfully so. Get your bag. Get your bag. But I feel like some people, they rush themselves. Now, in Colin Johnson's situation, a no-contact injury, I played football, and so did you, PTA, and you can attest to this. Form is everything in football. You step wrong, you don't get level, you don't get your hips low. If you're a tackler, you don't level your hips out, drop your shoulder, use your shoulder, you use your head, you drop your head too low, neck injury, concussions, that can happen. You pivot wrong, you put your body off balance, that's how you get knee injuries. That's how you get ACL and MCL tears. So I think that's what happened more than likely with Colin, is just that he had bad form. And you got to think about the amount of pressure that are on these players to make these rosters. There's only 53 spots. And then there's 10 spots on the practice squad. And Colin Johnson, being a third-year guy, he ain't making it on a practice squad. He's trying to make it on a team. And he's trying to get some playing time. And that's what he was trying to do. And he probably just was overworking it and didn't think and stepped wrong, didn't do something with his body right. Now he's going to be on the team, but he's going to be on the team on IR, and he's going to be rehabbing. Now he's going to have surgery, and it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a process. Yeah. So, but there are injuries. There are some injuries, and I also question this. What is going on with the training staff, with the rehabilitation staff? Is everything in place? Are the coaches, are the staff, are the doctors making sure that these players are following the regimens that they need to do for their bodies, to get their bodies right, to prevent these injuries? We could go ahead and we could point things in the field direction, player direction, Barnes' direction, whatever. We don't know what the actual issue is, but all we do know is that I saw a chart today that gave a breakdown of the amount of injuries and inactive players due to injury, and the Giants were at the front of that fucking list. Mm-hmm. They were at the front of that fucking list.
Listen, check this out. Right now we have 7 players on IR. 7. Okay.
Now, I'm not going to count Ricky Seals-Jones, though, because he got a little toe injury.
I was getting ready to say, there's a couple of these players that are just kind of stashed away on the injury reserve.
Because you could put a guy on IR just to hold him so they can't. You don't have to cut him or whatever. Nobody. You just do it. You just do it. Yeah.
They hide players on injury reserve all the time. There's players that are not.
You asked Justin a question yesterday.
I did.
How many players did you get a response on that?
He didn't get a response. He didn't give me a response on it. I'm still trying to figure that out because I'm curious about that. How many players can we bring back from IR? Like, is it still more? Can we still bring multiple players back? And can we still bring players back after 4 weeks as opposed to 8 weeks? I need to know that because some of these moves are strategic, but Darian Beavers ain't. You know what I mean? Like.
But the Darian Beavers thing was a legitimate injury, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a legitimate injury. Colin Johnson, a legitimate injury. I mean, like, there's legitimate injuries. And then you have people who are just hurt, just plain old fucking hurt. Like Kadarius Toney, who I'm going to be completely honest with. I know Kadarius Toney got skills. I know we got the flavor. But if this motherfucker don't get on the goddamn field, I'm going to be done with him. Like, I don't give a shit how flashy you are and how cool you are when the reporters is talking to you and all that shit. If your ass don't get on this motherfucking football field and start playing some football for this team, you gotta go, son. Just saying. Like,
Chris, good point there. He says PUP is 4 weeks. So if they're on the PUP, it's 4 weeks. I think it's IR because remember, they put Andrew Thomas on IR last year, and I think he went on IR in week 3, I believe, and he was not able to come back until after the bye or after the Bucks game, which I think was like 7 or 8 weeks. Because we had a bye week 9, I think, or a bye week like 9 or 10 last year was when we had our bye. So he missed 8. He had to be on 8 weeks.
Well, I don't listen. I don't know. All I know is this: I'm sick of all of our players being hurt and being dinged up and all that shit. Like it's too.
And I agree with you with Tony. I agree with you with Tony. I agree with you with Tony 100%. And I said this yesterday. I posed a question yesterday in my Twitter space. I was like, say Tony don't play this year. Like he's very limited or he don't play at all. Like if he don't play at all or nothing like that, I'll be honest with you. If they wanted to trade him, I'd be all for it.
I mean, like this man ain't really like the limited time we've seen him on the field. It's looked really good. Problem is, motherfucker ain't on the field.
Talented. Yep. Talented, no question about it.
Yep.
Has the skill set.
Listen,
but if you could have the skill set, but if you ain't on the field to use it, then what good is it?
Seeing this man in no shit action is amazing. It's amazing. But this motherfucker ain't ever on the field. I don't want a dude that's only going to be here 2 games, 3 games, 4 games a fucking year. Like, I don't want to deal with that. So, like, these motherfuckers need to get on the goddamn field. I saw a video of him. He was, running around just a little, half-speed drill, and his hammies are acting up. You can see him, like, and I'm like, motherfucker, you've been hurt since last year. You've been hurt since last year. Not this year. I'm not talking about last year. You've been hurt since last year, 2020 fucking 1. You ain't healed up yet, motherfucker? Bro, what's going on? I need you on the field, bro, because you're good as shit. But if you're not on the field, it doesn't matter. Get your ass on the field, Tony. What are we 100%. Fucking doing?
100%.
I don't give a damn. Watch your mouth.
Damn, Ash, you gonna come in? Chris says here, if Tony is limited this year, pick up OBJ mid-year after he passes a physical, and if he's willing to take a veteran minimum deal for a year, 100%. OBJ is not taking a league minimum deal from the Giants.
No.
He would tell John Mara to shove it up his ass.
No.
He would tell John Mara to shove it up his ass.
He'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Vet minimum. Suck my dick. And he'd leave. He'd walk out.
Listen, right now, I said it today, too, in a space, man. Like, people were asking, like, what are we going to do about the wide receiver position, this and that and whatnot. Obviously, I think that probably secures a job for a guy like Darius Slayton. With Colin Johnson going down, who we thought was a potential, trade for depth at another position. I think it secures David Sills 100% in making this roster. Some people say that David Sills didn't get I don't know. Like I saw today, David Sills against Darian Evans. He ran a beautiful route. I think David Sills is way underrated right now or underappreciated by a lot of, or underviewed is a better way to put it. Underviewed. I think CJ Board, he's still done. He's out. I would rather have Corbin returning fucking kicks. And I also think it secures Richie James as well. I think it also secures Richie James as a potential wide receiver and returner. I would put Richie James there. But I would keep an eye on a guy like Emmanuel Sanders, who's a veteran out there. Cole Beasley, who's been around for a little bit. Keep an eye out there. Both were in Buffalo last year. Both have familiarity with Dabes. So I would keep an eye on those 2 names to potentially be brought in. Tight end wise, I know we're a little bit thin there. Eric Ebron talks are heating back up again. Jared Cook, and there's another guy that just got hurt, Chris Herndon or something like that. He just got cut from the Saints or something.
I'm trying. I think the Giants. I saw something that said that was speaking to some players that were claimed. One of them being Hand. Harrison Hand, cornerback.
Yeah, I saw something like that too.
But I haven't seen anything else, so I don't know if that even happened. But Giants Bear game. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna be at the Giants Bear game. Because I'm gonna go to the Giants. I'm gonna go to the Giants Washington game.
Legacy game, baby.
For the throwbacks. I'm gonna be at that game, definitely.
So let's do this. Let's move on to. We could talk about the injuries like the whole show. Really, it literally could take up the whole show. Let's talk about let's talk about the Bengals game. All right, let's kind of recap.
Yes.
We'll talk Bengals, the Bengals game. Couple things that really stood out for me, man. That offensive line played amazing. In my opinion. Not only for Jones, Davis Webb, the pocket that he had. And I said this in the space too. When's the last time you saw a center sitting there with nobody to block and just ran up against the D tackle, knocked his ass out, and then ran right back to the same spot he was standing in looking for some other motherfucker to lay out? Like Max Garcia, that's what Max Garcia did. And there was a picture where they had one-on-ones with, and this was when DJ was in the game. One-on-one. Neal, one-on-one. Glow, one-on-one. I don't know who's playing. I think it was Ezekiel, one-on-one, winning his matchup. I don't know if AT played, but whoever was at the left tackle spot, one-on-one. Like, I've never seen a pocket that fucking beautiful. I don't think DJ has since he's been on this fucking team. So I was really, really proud of the offensive line. Despite all of the injuries, I was really proud of the offensive line and how they performed. I was really proud of DJ and how he went through his progressions. It got even better from last week. Yeah. He went through his progressions. Yeah. I saw him going through, checking down 1-2, throwing his third guy. I even saw him checking 1-2-3 and then hitting his fourth read. Saw him doing that. And he looked more calm in the pocket than he did in week 1. Tyrod, he was all over the place. Tyrod did not look good at all. Davis Webb, I feel, has outperformed Tyrod the last 2 years.
Pat Leonard? Fuck Pat Leonard. Pat Leonard said that? Oh, man, I didn't realize it was Pat Leonard that said that.
Put that back up. So 3 players off waivers. Harrison Hand, Jalen Moore, and Bailey Gaither per Pat Leonard. Fuck Pat.
Fuck Pat Leonard.
Fuck
Two.
Pat. If that motherfucker was on fire, I wouldn't even piss on him.
Two. Okay, now I'd pee on him because I don't want nobody to.
Yeah, all right, I'll pee on him. What about you? What were some standouts? What were some standouts from the game from you? Because those were my 2. I mean, I have others, but those were my 2 that really stood out to me that I really liked.
Okay, Figgity first. I got to give Daniel Jones his flowers, all right? Like, I know, right? And I'm not saying that like.
What kind of flowers we talking about? We talking about like the $9.99 from Walmart?
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna get some fucking nice flowers. Listen, I'm not saying that I'm changing my opinion on Daniel Jones yet. Okay, and no,
of course not.
And I understand how hard I've been on Daniel Jones. You need to understand that I'm this hard on Daniel Jones because I want him to be great. Okay, but I have a hard time personally believing in him, right? But I will say this, okay? This is the first time in a very long time, like as long as I can remember, maybe going all the way back to his rookie year. This is the most comfortable I've seen Daniel Jones in the pocket. First of all, there's a pocket to begin with, and that's fantastic. I love the fact that I saw pockets develop on every single pass play. Now, those pockets didn't always last as long as I would like for them to, but they were there. And I appreciate that because it means you guys are doing the technique part. So the other shit will come. The other shit will happen as you continue to do this. But just the pocket forming is great. And woo, do I love the run blocking. These big some bitches is some maulers. If you weren't really paying attention to what these guys were doing in the run game, you need to go back and check it out because my goodness,
some big holes that the offensive line is making.
Gigantic holes. I don't even know who the dude is. That's the wide receiver that was looking like a fucking beast, but he was looking like a beast though.
Botchman or whatever.
No, not Alec Bachman because he's a wide receiver. I'm talking about the running back that started the game.
Antonio Williams?
Was it Antonio Williams?
Number 21? Number 21 is Antonio Williams, and then you have Brightwell, I don't think has played the last.
It wasn't Brightwell. No, it was Antonio Williams.
Yeah, Corbin. Corbin's 25.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that and I saw this week 1. By the way, I'd like to let you know that I noticed this week 1. I said, "Woo, our run blocking looked good. Our run blocking looks good. Like
really good.
I think Saquon Barkley is getting ready to make a lot of money because of this fucking offensive line.
Huge. I mean, when you look at and there was so many people shitting on Evan Neal. Bro, like the play of Evan Neal from week 1 preseason to this week,
he looked fine.
Night and fucking day.
Keep it in perspective.
He's still going to struggle. He's still going to struggle a little bit.
Keep it even more perspective. We didn't play any starters, right? We were playing a second string. But you're supposed to look good against second string. You're supposed to go out there and beat the shit.
That's the point. That's the point. Like, remember, last year, I think we played the Bengals last year in the preseason. And we went up against second and third stringers. And they were shredding through our offensive line like they were fucking Hall of Famers. Beating the shit out of us. We had AT. You had AT starting at left tackle. You had basically 3 out of your 5 starters on your offensive line started against the Bengals. And DJ never took a hit other than late in the game, and not late in the game, but like late into his time when he threw it to David Sills when he had a guy in his face. Yeah, and I'll say that too. That good on you, Daniel. Stood right there with a man in your fucking face, and you delivered a fucking laser to David Sills. And a fade that Sills adjusted to.
Yeah.
Look real good. So
listen, I gotta give Daniel Jones his flowers right now, okay? And I've said this so many times. If I can get Daniel Jones to consistently string together good games, I'll shut the fuck up, y'all. I promise you I'll shut the fuck up about Daniel Jones. I fucking pinky swear. If I can get some consistent play from Daniel Jones, like what we saw in this recent game, because he looked good. He looked really good. I was like, wow, where the fuck's he been this whole time? Like, where the fuck's this guy at? Because this ain't the same guy.
Yeah.
This ain't the same. I'm sorry. This ain't the same guy. And I'm not saying that this coaching staff is so great. What I'm saying is that his last coaching staff was fucking ass. So
coaching is everything, guys. Coaching matters a huge amount. And I've been saying this. And a lot of times I'll jump into Twitter spaces, man, and people think like I'm just on my knees stroking Daniel's dick, getting ready to swallow his fucking load or some shit. And that's not the case, but I'm a realist. Like, and the biggest comparison that people will make is, all right, well, Justin Herbert did it. Okay, well, when you look at it, like the 2 coaching staffs that Justin Herbert had were way better than the fucking 2 that we had the last couple of years. Way fucking better. Not to mention he has 2, and his fucking head coach just said it in a meme that was on Twitter last night. We don't have 2 $20 million fucking receivers for no reason. And he was telling that to his young corners. Hey, you guys got to go ahead and cover 2 $20 million receivers. Why do you think we pay him that much? You think we just pay him that much just to fucking pay him? He had 2 top 10 wide receivers. And for the most part, his offense was healthy. Yeah, his offensive line was bad. But when you got playmakers that you can just get the ball to, that makes up for a bad offensive line. But now, okay, you got to think. You're going to have a running game now, okay?
We could.
He's going to have a pocket now.
He could.
Now, again, I'm not sitting here saying Daniel this, Daniel that. But when you look at the progress that Daniel has made being with Brian Daboll for the little amount of time that he's been with Brian Daboll. Last year, around this time last year, what were we bitching about?
He looked like shit.
He don't go through his progressions. He don't do this. He don't do that. I'll be honest with you. Call me crazy. Against the Bengals, we looked like we had a fucking quarterback. We looked like we had that.
No. We looked like we had an offense because
we had an. What I'm saying is like. He looked, let me rephrase that. It looked like we actually had a quarterback for a change. Like he looked like a quarterback.
I will admit that I absolutely said, yo, where the fuck was this Daniel Jones at? Because this Daniel Jones looked good. I don't know what the fuck it was before, but this Daniel Jones looks okay. If he can keep doing this,
100%.
I'm okay.
That's why I'm saying, Harold RDU, what's going on, y'all? And that's why I'm saying, if we can string, and this is probably off topic, but if we can string together anywhere from 7 to 9 wins this year, 7 to 9.
I swear to God, I will end this fucking stream if you go left.
If we can put together 7, and no, I'm not saying for me what I would want, but this is what I think would probably happen. If they string together and get 7 or 9 wins, depending on his progression, I'm going off of what I'm seeing right now. The short time that he's been with Brian Daboll, and you look at the improvement that Daniel has made.
Okay.
He goes through a whole 17-game season with Brian Daboll, practicing every week, watching film, going through all of that. If they see that that each and every week he's doing things better and better and better, and you get 7 to 9 wins with this dude, it would not surprise me if Daboll and Shane are sitting down saying, and when they reevaluate every position, because that's what every ownership, that's what every coach does at the end of the year. They evaluate the positions. Yes. They evaluate who's under contract, who's not under contract, who they want to retain, what position they're going to try to add to. Yes. When they get to the quarterback position, they're going to probably say to themselves, what do we have with Daniel Jones? And I can guarantee the contract, they're going to be talking about it, and they're going to say, he didn't look bad this year. And we got him a quarterback that everybody said was washed. He got a 7 to 9 wins this year. I wonder what we could do with him for one more year, what we could make him into. And he will get franchise tagged at $35 million.
And that's what I said at the beginning when we were talking about his 5th-year option. That's what I said. This man's got to earn it. You got to prove it. You don't just get it. And if it means we spend a little bit of money, so what? It's good for us.
As long as he's not costing us games. If he's not costing the Giants football games. I'm fine with that. And he gets 7 to 9 wins and has a productive year where he throws for anywhere from 35 to almost 4,000 yards. And I'll give him 25 to 35 touchdowns in between there. I don't care if he throws 10 to 15 interceptions. I don't care if he throws 10 to 15 interceptions. But if he shows progress, they will have that conversation on whether they should go ahead and ride with him another year and see, okay, we look at what we were able to do with this dude. What can we do with him for another year? Let's see what he's able to do. All right, what's up, baby?
I don't disagree with that statement. I could totally see them doing that, okay? And I'll be completely honest, if Daniel Jones doesn't look like ass this year, I would not panic. I'd be like, okay, 1 year, okay, he got 1 more year. Let's see what this kid can be. Let's see if he's worth the money. I'd be okay with that. I would be able to live with it, okay? Because at least I know, all right, we're gonna have some continuity with our quarterback. We can continue to do whatever the fuck we need to do. But
Ash, I don't think so, Ash. You don't say he's gonna have to do more.
I agree, though. I agree. I don't think 7 wins gets this man another year.
Listen, if we lose players, and he still gets 7 or 8 wins, with like, look at what we lost players the last 2 years, and look at what we did. If we lost, like, say Tony don't play, God forbid, say KG gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're still stringing out and getting 7 or 8 wins with injuries. Like, to me, that's a positive in the positive. That's a move in the positive direction for Daniel, because he wasn't able to win when we had injuries the last couple of years. We crumbled as a team. And I said that today. It was asked today in the space, like, what are you looking forward to with this team this year? Say, with these injuries, I want to see how we respond. I want to see how this team responds, because when we had injuries, we fucking crumbled like fucking little bitches. We crumbled.
So here's the thing, Ash. Here's the thing. Because I'm not saying that I would do it. What I am saying is that I agree with Rob that if Daniel Jones was able to figure out a way to get 9 wins, maybe not 7, but if Daniel Jones could figure out a way to get 9 wins, 9 legitimate wins, we wouldn't get these wins without Daniel Jones. I could totally see the Giants franchise tag, and I wouldn't hate the idea. I'd be like, okay, we got some continuity. But but listen, here's the beauty part about it, is that if we find a better idea, we can rescind the tag. Like, It's not a big deal.
I mean, you also got to think about it like this. Say maybe he don't get 7. Maybe we get 5 or 6 wins, right? But in those losses,
there's only 5 or 6 wins. Fuck
no. What I'm saying is this: if we get 5 or 6 wins, but let's just say out of those losses, like he drove us down the field, got us a touchdown, but maybe the defense, because of how Wink was playing or something like that, not because of Wink's fault, but just because of the corners that we have, they drove down the field and they scored. Like, that's not on Daniel. Like, if Daniel went down and scored a touchdown and it was up to the defense to stop the offense and they just fucking flopped, like, that's not Daniel's fault. If you don't tell me, like, if we went ahead in a game, like, take for instance the Washington football game that we lost to a field goal. If we had 4 games like that where Daniel played well and wasn't the one that turned the ball over and it wasn't him that lost us the game, the defense just couldn't stop the fucking offense for whatever reason, I'm not going to hold that on Daniel, because he did what he needed to do. He got us in the fucking end zone. He drove us down the field. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to put that on Daniel.
So here's the problem. The problem is right now we're having a very contextless conversation about something that really needs more context. Right? Because you're absolutely right. Daniel Jones could ball out and our defense could suck. And are y'all going to say, oh, no, get rid of Daniel Jones. But Daniel Jones putting up numbers, but our defense is ass.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. I'm just throwing this out there that it is a thing that could happen. It is a thing that could happen that Daniel Jones could ball out and our defense is ass. It's not going to happen, but it's a thing that could happen. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So we need a little bit of context with this conversation. So but because we're having this with no context, that's why I'm saying, like, in my mind's eye, I can see these things happening. I'm not going to rage over them. Do they make the most sense? I don't know. But we do need to find a goddamn quarterback. And it would be way easier if we already had him and he was here. I don't think we do. But goddamn, would it make life easier if that guy's already here and his name is Daniel Jones. It would make life easier. Because now we at least know, okay, hey, we got the most important position. Now we can continue to build around him. Now we can spend our resources fixing, the last few holes that we got. You know what I mean? Like, again, there needs to be more context to this, though.
And we'll see it. We'll see it as the season goes.
I still don't believe in him. Okay? Tyrod smells better.
I don't. Obviously, I'm not convinced with Daniel Jones yet. But do I hope, as a fan, do I wish him, that he performs well? Absolutely. Because I would love nothing more than for him to ball out and we don't have to worry about trying to go after another quarterback, and we can use the money, we can use draft capital to further build this team around him if he performs well, and be able to go ahead and build a championship caliber team in the future. Because I think, I'll be honest with you, I think Daniel's progress really says a lot for where this team is going to go in the next year. Like, if he doesn't play well, you're talking about we're probably not going to be competing for anything until 2024, 2025. But as far as when it comes down to it, because you're going to have to draft a quarterback. But if he does well and he shows progress, you could talk about competing in 2023, 2024. So that's a big thing. All right. So also today,
wait. I just want to address this thing real quick to Sal. 2 things. 1, Daniel Jones will never be a top 10 quarterback. Okay, even if he's better than what I think he is, Daniel Jones is never going to be a top 10 quarterback. I don't believe that. That's a hill that I'm willing to die on until it kills me. And if I die on that hill, cool, it's better for the team. All right. But I don't believe Daniel Jones is like top 10 quarterback level type person. I just don't necessarily believe it. Okay. 2, we're not asking Daniel Jones to be a top 10 level player anyway. We're asking him to be 17, 16. Just be in the average. Like, be in the average. Because if we have, because you can, he said, well, and then he says, why pay him? Because you can win a Super Bowl with a quarterback that's average.
Dilfer.
You can win a Super Bowl with a quarterback that knows the system and knows how not to fuck up. And as long as Daniel Jones can get the concept of how not to fuck up, there you go. You've got a quarterback. You don't have to have the best quarterback to get the job done. It helps. It definitely helps to have an amazing quarterback, but you don't have to. You just have to have someone that's dependable.
Listen, you could have a quarterback, like if Daniel Jones turns out to be a guy that is good for 21 to 28 points a game, but you have a defense that's a top, like I think that with Wink and with the right players, we will have a top 5 caliber defense. We will have a top 5 defense in the National Football League. Like, and if we have the offensive line like it that we hope and pray that we do, and we can run the ball, like, I mean, look at these guys like Antonio Williams. Like, look at how hard these guys are running. Look at the holes that they're running through. Corbin looking good as a undrafted rookie. Like, it actually looks like it don't matter. Like, you guys remember the Broncos back in the day where you could put any running back behind that offensive line and they were breaking 1,000 to 1,500 yards. Terrell Davis did it. Clinton Portis did it. Mike Anderson, a fucking fullback that they had running, did it. Ruben Drones fucking did it. Like, think about all these players. Back in the day, it didn't matter who you plugged in to the Broncos fucking running back position. They were running for over 1,000 yards, damn near 1,500. So that's just like, I'm not saying that's the kind of offensive line that we're going to have, but if we have anything even semi close to that, it's only going to help the quarterback. If we can run the ball, control the clock, defense can play good defense, and put us in a position to where we could put 20 to 28 points on the board, and the defense could hold teams down. You can win games like that. You can win playoffs like that, and you can win Super Bowls like that. You know, you can win those games. All right, let's talk about Shep. Shep returned today.
Yeah.
After his Achilles tear against the when was it again? It was against the Bucks, I think it was last year on the Monday night game against the Bucks. PTA, what do you think it's going to mean for the wide receivers? Not just from the injury perspective, but as a whole for that wide receiver room. What do you think that's going to mean to have Shep back? And what kind of impact do you think it's going to have on the roster in general to have that man back on the field?
Okay, I'm going to answer that question in 1 second, but there's now 2 Billy Mazes apparently, because now we've got a lot. So he came in here like it was Thriller, right? As zombie Billy Mays, and now he's back to regular Billy Mays, unless there's 2 different Billy Mazes. And if there's 2 different Billy Mazes, then somebody stole your gimmick. Somebody stole your gimmick, bro. Okay. So and by the way, Billy Mays, I think you can rewind this. You need to go back a bit in the stream to hear my rant about you, because I already did it. It's already done. I'm sorry, bro. Shep coming back. All right. So I had a very, very, very quick conversation with Kid Blue. BBS is in the house, and he was talking about, you know, how Wandell Robinson, you know, is going to take snaps, or vice versa, right? They're going to take snaps from each other, and I disagree. I disagree with that, because I think Wandell Robinson is going to be used in such an exotic and unique way that that he's not going to be involved in Shep's business. On top of that, Shep is one of the best run blocking wide receivers on this team, y'all. He gonna be on the field because we gonna be running the damn ball. So, like, I'm glad that he's back. I hope that he can stay healthy for a whole season. I'm not holding my breath for that, but I hope, I really do. I legitimately hope that he is healthy for a full year, because the man deserves it. He deserves to play a full season of football.
Agreed.
And I want him on the field because Shep is a monster. Okay, Like, I don't even really give a shit about how well he catches the football and how great he runs routes, right? Even though he does run a good route and he's got fine
He's a
hands.
stick mover. He's a stick mover, bro.
Yeah, he's got fine hands. But man, this motherfucker can block downfield, and I love that. And he run the Shep's side because he's blocking his guy. And he gonna block somebody else too, probably. Shep ain't going nowhere. Shep is heart and soul around here because he do the dirty work. So y'all ain't giving Shep his flowers. This man be doing the dirty work. It's unfortunate that he can't stay healthy, but this man be doing the dirty work. So I'm gonna give him props for that. But if this motherfucker don't stay healthy, he can go too. I'm sick of it.
It's definitely good to see Shep back out there. I think he definitely brings, a presence.
It's a different vibe.
It's a different vibe, man. It's a different vibe. I think he got a little bit of a swagger education from OBJ because OBJ brought a swagger to the offense when he was here. And I think, I'll be honest, I think that him and OBJ and Barkley bonded so much that I think not having Shep out there while Barkley was playing, I think now that Shep is going to be out there, I think like having Barkley and Shep, those boys balling side by side once again, it's going to mean something to both of them. It's going to mean something to both of them.
I agree. It's always nice to have someone that you like really respect and care about on 100%. That field. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
That's my 100%. Dog. That's my dog, and we on this field together playing. Like,
yep. I still think that Barkley feels that way about Odell. Like, I think that Barkley would love to have Odell back because that was his guy. Like, Odell was his dude, like 100%. Like, that was his dude.
We ain't doing that. That's not happening.
But that's never. We can dream all we want, and believe me, I would do it in a heartbeat. Like, I would welcome him back with open arms and everything, but it's not going to happen.
I'm pretty sure most Giants fans would be very happy with Odell Beckham Jr. coming back. I'm pretty sure that you would be hard pressed to find a Giants fan that's younger than 35 that would be really legitimately mad about Odell Beckham Jr. coming back.
You're not gonna find it.
You're not. It's going to be hard. All the people that are going to be mad about Odell Beckham are going to be old motherfuckers yelling at clouds to get off their yard. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So listen, from a talent standpoint, we're not going to sit here and pretend like OBJ is not a beast. I still feel some kind of way about him. Talking shit about Eli and talking shit about New York in that interview. I didn't think he needed to do that. I'm always going to have a little bit of issue with that because you don't let people see your dirty draws. You know what I mean? Like, you only let the special people see your dirty draws. There's currently one person on the planet see my dirty draws because I trust that person.
Yeah.
And Odell Beckham, he has dirty draws on camera.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of probably the way that the organization was being handled. I think it was a combination of him being a young player. And with all that he did, I feel like he probably felt like he had to pull teeth to get the contract, and it shouldn't have had to be that way. When he was, let's just face it, he's the only reason why we put points up on the board. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, he's the reason why we were even in games. Is if we didn't have OBJ, no disrespect to Eli, we like if OBJ wasn't there, OBJ probably saved Eli's career a little bit longer than probably what it would have been. You know what I mean? So
I think they both benefited from each other greatly together, and that magic will probably never be found again.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. All right, so tomorrow, actually, Giants, Jets, joint practice. Yep. Okay. There's been a lot of speculation. Let me ask you this. What are you looking for going into this joint practice? And if this joint practice goes well, do you expect them maybe to give a lot of the first team reps to the point where in the game, you may not see the first team guys because of the practice, where you might see a little bit more of the second and third, string guys. Or do you feel like Dave will still pull one out where he's like, yeah, you starters, you guys still playing? What would you want out of that?
As a player, I want to play. I want to play in every game as a player. As a coach, I don't want my stars to play. I'm just keeping it funky, but I do understand their need to do it. This is what I think. I think that the starters, certain starters will probably get 2 or 3 series. Other starters will only get 1. You'll see a combination of 1s and 2s out there, and then later 2s and 3s. So I don't think it's going to be like the first drive. I almost expect it to be our starters. Like, this is our starting lineup, motherfucker. This is who our stars are, and we want to run a script of 10 plays. They go out there, they run their 10 plays, and then their 10 plays are done, and then that's when that rotation starts to happen. That's personally what I think is going to go down. That's what I think makes the most sense. You give your starters some reps to get out there and hit, especially if the Jets are saying they're playing their starters. I do think you throw your starters out there for at least a series, let them bang, and see how you look. How do we look against your starters? Especially because you want to kind of get some of that stuff on film anyway. So if you got the opportunity to get some 1s-on-1s, you might want to do that so you can get film and see how they're playing against that team's best players. So that's essentially what I think is going to happen. It'll be a low snap count for the starters. There'll be a low snap count for some starters. There will be other starters that get more snap counts, at least until the second quarter. Until we and I mean, shit, who knows, man? Maybe Dayball's a psycho when he plays that heavy 1-2 sprinkled in combination for the first half. Maybe he's a psycho. I don't know, but
maybe
that's not what I would do. That's not what I would do. I'd play my starters. I'd say y'all gonna get 10. Y'all getting 10 snaps, okay? 10. I don't give a shit if it's 10. I don't give a shit if it's 10 snaps, from the drive or 10 snaps, and it took you 3 to get 10 snaps. I don't care. You're gonna run 10 snaps, 12 snaps. I don't fucking know. Yeah, 12. That's 12 snaps, right? Because then you at least get 3 sets of first downs or whatever. 12 snaps. You get 12 snaps, and you sit your ass down. You're done. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to see guys like Saquon in this game.
No.
You're not going to see Saquon play in this game.
You might see Saquon get like 3 reps.
I think he'll get reps in practice. I don't think he's going to see reps in the game. I think Leo will get reps in practice. He won't get reps in the game. He won't play. Same thing with Dex. I think Dex won't play either. Blake isn't going to play. Tay, I can see Crowder playing, not Blake. Aziz, I can see Aziz, like you said, maybe getting like 10 snaps, maybe a quarter, half a quarter, something like that. I can see, him doing that. Take a shower, yeah. I can see the same thing for McKinney. I can see McKinney getting the same thing. I don't think Adori's going to play. Oh, yeah, you think they're going to throw the young bulls to the wolves? I think so. Okay. I think they'll go ahead and I'm with it because
I'm with it. Get your ass out there.
I think the young bulls, they need to work. They need the work. They need the experience and stuff like that. So
you're either good or you're not. You better get out there and show us some.
I can see Neil's going to play. I don't think AT is going to play. I can see Neil playing. Glow ain't going to play. I'll probably say your starting offensive line is going to be Roy at left tackle. I'll say Joshua Zediu will be your starting left guard. You'll have Max Garcia at center. Right guard, you'll probably have who's there? I can't remember the dude's name who they put at right tackle. It's like number 65. And then you'll have Evan Neal starting at right tackle. I think Evan Neal will probably play like.
No, man. No. Don't do that.
I think Neal will probably play like 2 series, and then he'll be.
Don't do that. Let that man play next to his partner. Let that man play next to his partner.
He's gonna play Glow.
Why not?
They're not gonna play Glow, bro. He's a veteran.
Why not?
He ain't gonna play him.
Glow won't play. Glow want to hit.
If Glow plays, it'll be a series, and that'll be it.
That's what I'm saying. Is for some, it's going to be shorter than others. They're going to get out there. They're going to get some reps so they can get some shit on film, and they're going to move on. And that's what I would do. The goal.
I mean, if they're gonna give him a series, then I'm cool with it. But I mean, for me,
the goal of the preseason is to get shit on film, bro. Like that's it.
I got you. For me, this game is really about evaluating the young talent that we have, mainly at the corner position, because this is the last preseason game before we get ready to get down to the 53-man roster and get ready to put the depth chart together and get ready to, like, after this week, y'all, they're preparing for Tennessee. They got 2 weeks to prepare for Tennessee. So, I mean, they're going to have the people that are going to be playing. They're going to have the depth chart set up, and they're starting to watch film. They're starting to get preparation in. They're getting the game plan together. Like, after Sunday, it's go time.
Yep, it sure is.
It's go time.
For them, the season starts on Monday because they start.
Season starts Monday because that's the way it is. You know, so I want to see what these young bucks got. I want to see who's gonna who's gonna be making the team. I want to see what they're gonna do. Free agency, waiver wire. I still think we need to add a presence at the corner position, a veteran. Maybe a guy like Jimmy Smith, because I think Jimmy Smith they could go out and they could get Jimmy and have Jimmy practice for 2 weeks and he could play against Tennessee because he knows Wink Martindale's system. You know, like he could do that. Like, I mean, Jimmy's a guy that he could come out there and practice for 2 weeks and he'll be ready to go. So I want to see what we got out of Robinson. I want to see what we got out of Evans. I want to see what we got out of Gilbert. Like, I want to see these guys in action.
Flott's practicing. I want to see Cordell.
I hope he plays. I want
to see Cordell Flott.
I want to see him play.
I don't necessarily think he's going to play in this game, but I can't wait to see.
He might not, but I mean, I want to see what he's got. I want to see what he's got.
Cordell Flott in the field. I love that kid, man. I love that kid.
That's just me, man. I just want to. This is about the young. This is about the youngsters. This is about the youngsters. Yeah. I can see us going in. We're going to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster. I don't think Davis Webb is going to get cut. I think they're going to run with 3 quarterbacks. I can see them running with 4 running backs. I think the 4 running backs will be Saquon, Brightwell, Corbin, and Antonio Williams. I don't know what's going on with, and if not, one of them is getting put on the practice squad. I know Matt Breida hasn't been playing. I don't know what his deal is, why he's not. Mm-hmm. But he's either gonna. They could run with 5 running backs for all we know. Like, but like Corbin definitely needs to stay on the roster. Like, that's a good running back. Like, if anything, you put him on the practice squad and do that. So we'll see what happens and go from there. All right, last but not least, because we only got a couple of minutes left. What was the last thing we were going to talk about? We talked about the injuries. We talked about the Bengals game. We talked Shep. We talked joint practice. Mm-hmm. I think we covered everything.
I think that's everything. Yeah.
All right. So let me get this. Hot takes for you. What are some moves that you could potentially see, given the situations, after this Sunday? Give me 2 players offensively and 2 players defensively, if you can, that you think that last week probably weren't making this team, but now have a very good shot at making this team now.
I mean, Alex Bachman is on the team. After what Alex,
he got hurt today, did he not? I thought he got hurt today.
No. He didn't get hurt today. That was Colin Johnson that got hurt today. So he definitely made the team. And then another player that I think made the team. Oh shit! See, here's the problem. It's hard for me to really name someone else. And I kind of feel the same way about defense. Hell, I feel like we're not done making roster moves, to be completely honest with you. I feel like there might be a trade coming up or something. That's what I think. I think we may be trading for someone.
So all right, so let's go there. If there's going to be a trade, who are we trading? And obviously you wouldn't think of a player, but what position? So name a guy on our roster that you could see being a part of a trade, and for what position would you see that being a trade for?
I mean, so it's evident
because obviously it would be a player swap. Is what it would be.
It'd be a player swap, or a player and a late pick, for a player. So Darius Slayton is a question mark on this roster. Even with all these injuries, he's still a question mark in my mind, right? Yep, Chris Slayton for a corner or an off-ball linebacker.
Like an interior linebacker?
Yeah, like an interior off-ball linebacker, yeah. Because we just lost Beavers, and I had a feeling that Beavers was going to be really good for us. And we really need a cover guy. Like, Blake Martinez is going to tackle everyone, but he ain't covering no tight end.
Yeah, but Tay can cover, no?
I mean, Tay can cover. We're going to have to see how well Tay can cover. Like, we're going to have to see. Right now, there's nobody there that I'm like, okay, I feel confident that linebacker can cover that tight end. That linebacker can cover that drag coming across the middle from that slot wide receiver. He can get in there and disrupt the timing a bit. Like that's what I hope. So it's either a corner or an interior off-ball linebacker.
Well, I mean, let's look at it like this, right? So if Slayton is still on the trade block, you got to look at teams that are in need of a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Baltimore is one that sure. They need some wide receivers. Mm-hmm. Wink has some familiarity, obviously, there with
we get Patrick Queen. Let's go. We're going to trade with Patrick Queen.
No, he's not getting fucking Queen. Fuck. But he knows the linebackers there. He knows the corners there. Maybe you make a trade there. I would say another wide receiver needy team, maybe. You could go with the Packers, is another team that may need some wide receiver help. The Falcons could need some wide receiver help because Ridley's suspended the whole year. Also, Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans are in need of some wide receiver help as well. You could even say maybe the Patriots, because the Patriots could be needing maybe a speed wide receiver guy. So me personally, I think the main team that jumps out at me is Baltimore, because they really don't have a wide receiver. And Baltimore would be a team that maybe you can make a trade for and be like, hey, 6'2", speed guy, and whatnot. It makes sense because, he would get a revenge game against the Giants, in midseason. Watch him go for like 200 yards in that game and score like 3 touchdowns. But that would be a team that I would probably be reaching out to and saying, hey, what do you got? What are you willing to do? This and that, whatever. That could be a team that they make contact, and they may keep him on the roster. They may keep him on the roster. If he's healthy right now and Tony's not ready to go, that's a 6'2" speed guy that you can have on the edge that can stretch the field.
He's not good though. He's not.
He's not good, but he's not good, man. But he's fast.
Off, man.
He's not good, but he's fast.
Yeah, but he's not the guy. But he's not the guy he was his rookie year. That's the problem. He's not.
But I'm saying, like, who else are you going to get to stretch the field? Like you said earlier, Wan'Dale Robinson. They're going to use him pretty uniquely. Backfield, slot, stuff like that. He ain't going down the field taking off the top. Right?
No, he's not.
KG's not an off the top guy. Like he's a curl,
He's shifty.
Shifty mid range guy. Like he's a big body.
You want to get
know
him
what I'm
the
saying?
ball
Like,
space.
yeah. You want to get him the ball in space where he could try to he'll make a man miss just because he's strong and he's powerful. But you need that guy that's going to stretch it over the top. Now Richie James is fast. Right. But I mean, like, he's not like John Ross. We use John Ross as a speed guy to take the safety over the top. I mean, could David Sills be that guy? Could Sills be the guy to take it over the top and you use that? But I mean, is anybody going to be afraid of David Sills? And maybe they're not. And maybe we use that to our advantage. Maybe they're like, hey, well, David Sills, who the fuck is that? Remember Revis? I don't know who he is, but, and then Victor Cruz ended up being a star. Really, I think the production of what we're going to do, the roster moves, it really depends on fucking Tony, man. And if he's able to fucking play, like if Tony can fucking play, it's wide the fuck open. But if he can't play, man, like we're kind of like, I don't know. It's going to be, I'll say this, just going into that week one, man, it's going to be that whole game, whether we win or lose that game, is going to be up to Daniel Jones.
Yo, that game's going to be a thumper, yo. I can't wait.
There's going to be some fucking hitting
it's gonna be
going on. And listen, I'm telling y'all right now, keep an eye on the fucking trenches. Keep an eye on the fucking trenches. And I'll tell you one matchup that you're going to want to see. And I tell you this, and this, you know what? Hot take right fucking now, baby. You ready? You be watching this fucking guy, and I think a big fucking key to stopping Derrick Henry is going to come down to two. I'm going to say three players right now. DJ Davidson, who we took out of Arizona State in the 5th round, that's a big bitch. That is a big bitch. And when you've been seeing some of his highlights, especially against the Bengals last week, the dude is a hole filler. Sexy Dexy. It's going to be up to Sexy Dexy and Big Davidson to stop that big woolly fucking mammoth running back coming up the fucking middle. But this is the fight that I'm looking for. This is the fight. Because there's one man on our roster that's going to take on this 6'4" fucking behemoth. Going at him full fucking speed. And that is one milky white son of a bitch in Blake Martinez. That dude is going to fill that fucking A gap. They're saying he's looking fucking good. He's looking fast. He's got something to prove.
We're going to see.
I think he ain't afraid to step in there and make a fucking play.
We're going to see.
That Casper fucking son of a bitch, bro. But I mean, that's my thing. It's going to come up the dance. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a battle in the trenches. No question about it.
Yeah, listen, we're going to be talking about that game so much over the next couple of weeks because that's all we're going to have to talk about in a couple of roster moves. But
also want to I'll say it now because I spoke with the person. I need to confirm. But going into week one, we may have a very, very special guest joining us for the Wednesday beforehand. I'm not going to say the name. I'm not going to say who yet, okay? Because I want to get the confirmation. But we may have and you going to know this dude 100%. Hugely, if he comes on, and and as long as he's not busy, it's going to be an honor having him on, okay? So we're going to have a nice special guest that's going to be joining us. So make sure you guys are turning out. You got anything that you want as far as closing statements, anything you want to say?
Nah, y'all listen. Y'all know what it is. Catch me on the Twitters. How about that? Here pretty soon I'm going to be starting up the Twitch channel again. The Hall of Fame League is coming back, baby. So the CFM nerd, he's gearing up and he cannot wait to get back on the damn Twitches. So that's coming up soon. I think I might actually have some slots open. I think I may have like 1 or 2 teams open on PlayStation 5. It's Ultra Sim non-comp league. Yo, hate our rules. But if you're interested in that kind of stuff, then reach out to me on the Twitters because we'll hit it up. And no, it's not YouTube Yoda, Danny. But shout out to Danny Thomas who's in the building. So listen, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and end the show here. And Hey, man, we went to 10 o'clock. I didn't even realize it. But, yeah, we're going to go ahead and end the show here, y'all. We greatly appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
Big facts.
Another Wednesday. We're nothing without y'all. Okay, make sure that you are hitting that damn like button. Make sure that you're subscribing to all of our stuff. Okay? All of our stuff. The links are in the description and stuff. So make sure you're subscribing or following us on all of our stuff. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. So listen, for my guy, RZeroB, I am your boy, Pest the Analyst, and we will get up with you guys later. Deuces!